This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio is brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. J&B Cycle and Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment. And Silverwax, absolute care for everything you drive.
On the road again. Hey, let me say good morning to everybody because it is morning where we are right now. Welcome to the Outdoor Journal Radio podcast. I'm sitting here beside Stevie Niedzwiecki again, one of Fishing Canada's co-hosts. On the board is Dean Taylor, another of Fishing Canada co-hosts. Behind the camera and everything technical is Rick DeLisney. Fishing Canada's great camera ops. I don't call them cameramen. I call them camera operators because I think they like that better. They get offended if it's a cameraman, I think.
Yeah.
They used to sound so,
a little bit like chefs.
I
know chefs.
What are they like? They don't want to be a cook. They want to be a chef, right?
Well, like if they're a chef, they're a chef. But in my experience, and this is only my experience speaking, they're all crazier than shithouse rats.
Well, Ricky's,
is there a parallel?
He's made us laugh a few times, I have to say, out in that boat. So he had a couple this morning. So
he saved Christmas.
His nickname Angelo on the last shoot.
Yes.
What was it? Uncle Grandpa?
Uncle Grandpa.
I laughed at that one this morning. I never heard that before. I think that's awesome. Oh, guys. Anyways, we are sitting here. As you can see, this is kind of a unique little set area. Unfortunately, our buddies aren't out here yet, and we're going to hope that they're going to be coming out too. We're at Cedar Meadows Resort and Spa in Timmins, and amongst the beautiful area this is, et cetera, et cetera. We're in one of the rooms that's called Sleeping with the Wolves. It's a little cabin, and this is all glass enclosure that we're here in the back here. And yesterday evening, there was, how many wolves did we see, guys? 11 or 7 or 11?
There's 11 total. I think we counted 7 or 8.
There was a whole whack of them on the other side. We got all kinds of video footage we can B-roll into here right now just to show you what it's like. But it's a very cool environment that you're sitting here and you got a little bed set up in this glass enclosure, and then you just watch these wolves. They come right up to this window yesterday numerous times, and this morning numerous times. It was like crazy. So we're hoping that throughout this podcast, one or two of them will show up, or all of them will show up. Maybe they will. I'm not sure how they do it because you think they were morning people. The wolves are supposed to be morning. they were laying on their asses out there. There was 2 white ones over there all night long. I watched them. It was like all night sitting there, and they just laid and didn't do anything. So we're hoping that the activity level maybe moves up on it. But it's a very unique experience. They're such an ominous creature, right? They're just the eyes on them. They look like a German Shepherd / Huskies, for dogs. They're good. These are timber wolves. They're good size animals. I don't think there's any 120 pounders or anything here like that. But there's some here that are 90 for sure, 100 pounds for sure. And it's just a very cool feeling to be right beside these animals. And this is a feature that they offer. I don't know how many. Do they know how many cabins they have here doing this? There's 4 or 5 of them at least, right?
Yeah.
And you drive your vehicle.
5 I think.
You drive your vehicle right up to the driveway. You move in for the day, and then you, if you want, for 1 day or 2 days, you can rent it for as many nights as you want. Full kitchen facilities in there and all that stuff. And then, of course, they have the spa and the resort on the other side there, and great restaurants. This place is amazing.
It's beautiful.
Cool.
Beautiful here in Timmins.
Yeah, so that's what we're basically that's where we're based out of, and we're trying to shoot some fish in Canada.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled, folks, behind us.
Oh, there's one coming. We hear there's something up there. He is way back there. Can you see him in the camera, Rick?
Yeah, he was just
okay. So that's a beauty too. Look at that's kind of a white. Grace, and there's all kinds of crows here too. We just saw a crow with a mouse in his mouth. So we saw the wolves putting run on the crows yesterday. Once they get too close, they'll just do a little trot towards them to piss off, get out of here. So I don't know if it's a game with them or not, but that's cool. There's one wolf way back there, and he's moving away, but maybe.
Keep your eyes peeled, folks.
Keep your eyes
they're going to move in and out.
Rick will give us a heads up that 1 or 2 are moving in there, and if we can get them right up close, that would be awesome. I said to Rick, we need a steak dispenser right here. Just push a button, and a couple of cubes of steaks just drop down there, and the old wolves come rocking into us. But anyways, we'll start with, again, as usual, Fishing Canada store, shop.fishingcanada.com or fishingcanada.com to get your goods. T-shirts, and nice button-up shirt that Stevie's got on there.
I'll tell you, this shirt for me
gets you all the women, doesn't it? Eh? Gets you all the chicks.
I don't know about that. I've got one beautiful one at home, and I had that one before the shirt.
Okay, and does she like the shirt?
I think so.
Okay, well,
but this thing's durable, man.
It matters.
I've been on. How long have we been on the road?
On the road again for, I don't know, 5 or 6 days so far.
6 days. We got another 2 or 3. I just wear a nice little white undershirt underneath this, and I wear it every day.
Yeah.
Well, I wear it because I have to, because of professional continuity. But this shirt stands up to everything.
And they're very comfortable too, right?
Comfortable, and
I'm hoping they're available on the website. I'm sure they are.
I know.
If they aren't,
my son
Nick,
likes
get it on there.
Ray Bernardi gave me my marching orders. He said, "Dad, you know that shirt that you wear all the time? I want one."
Nice. Okay. Good. It's working, right? See?
I told him he could have mine, but he said he'd blow away in the wind.
He's as tall as you. He ain't quite as thick as you,
No,
right?
not
and
yet.
as muscular as you. Sorry,
Yes,
that's what I should
that's
say.
right. Muscular.
Anyways, you get all your merch at shop.fishingcanada.com or at fishingcanada.com, whichever way you want to do it. And you can take a poll on the website, and if you want to see something else in there, I know suggestions. We're always open. Ange is always open for suggestions, and Nick will, between Ange and Nick, they'll get her going. And if it's legit and whatever, and and they think, yeah, you know what, that might sell. So give us some ideas. So very good.
I have an idea.
What's that?
It goes along with this shirt. Because when we wear our life jackets, well, yeah, but they don't show off.
You don't wear those, do you?
Not all the time.
Okay.
We need a T-shirt, a white T-shirt with the Fishing Canada logo right here. So that when my logo gets covered up, I've got a nice little Fishing Canada logo right there.
Right up top?
Yeah, just right dead center.
How about a Fishing Canada logo on the PFD?
Well, we could do that too, but how many PFDs are we going to sell?
Oh, no, for us to wear. I thought you meant.
Yeah, it's what I want, and I'm sure I'm not the only fella out there, and maybe we'll start a clothing trend.
Steve is going to go on our website, and he's going to take the poll, and he's going to put in a suggestion, and then Ange and Nick are going to...
and then I'll get ChatGPT to do it every 5 minutes and bring down the server.
Okay, there you go. That's our first suggestion. Now, hopefully we'll get a few more of those, maybe even better. You never know. Listener feedback from @SierraHubbard / Kearney via YouTube in response to... Go ahead, Stevie. You can read this up if you want. You know where I am?
Don't retire. Go for it. You guys are a wealth of information.
So that's our one of our podcasts we just talked about.
Yeah.
Part of the
It was
podcast.
another question.
We went into the retirement thing. Hey, what are you guys thinking about retiring and all that?
Yeah.
And then Ange got started. Hey, that's a great question. Then he started going on, and
Yeah.
we just talked. We talked forever on it. So
Yeah. You guys are a wealth of information. Tips, tricks, and hot spots galore. Love how you promote local when you are on sites. It gives others information on places they may not have known.
Oh, got more. Oh, look at the wolves behind us. Look at this. Oh, this is cool. Look at
they're
they're
coming
fighting
out
and
and
play. This
playing.
is perfect. Now this is what we've been waiting for right here. Look at they're playing. I hope you can see that, folks. This is absolutely stunning.
There
Look,
they
these
go.
are all big timber wolves. Just now that. Yep, that's why you pay for a room like this. Oh my God! I'm just going to sit here in awe for a second. That is so cool. They were doing that last night. We were hoping. We're saying, why aren't they out in the morning? What's going on here? So our timing is perfect. Here comes oh my God! This is so cool. Sorry, I'm all screwed up here. I just love animals, and this is just to me is so friggin' amazing. So that's
It's
perfect.
really the price point for this cottage
It's so reasonable.
is very reasonable.
It's like you'd think it'd be $500 a night. No, and we're not going to say the price, but you can look it up and you look up Cedar.
Go to
Meadows,
the website, check out the prices.
Yeah, this is
Very, very
that
reasonable.
right there is worth the price. Right there, just to see that. And if you had, and by the way, there's a main bed in here and there's a pull-out couch. So if you had a couple of kids or something like that, and you want to have a couple with the 2 kids, or two couples, you could sit here and watch this stuff, and it just blows your mind. So over a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So cool. So, anyways, the retirement thing, trips and tricks tricks and hotspots galore.
Yeah. Have seen you guys twice in New Brunswick.
So this is one of our peeps.
Yes.
Love to promote local when you are on sites. Gives others way. You know what? Ange and I, we're not ready to retire, and even for myself, if I want to just slow down, if Ange says, Pete, you want to shoot a couple shows, a few shows through the year or something, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to get right out. But I want to point out the fact that even if Ange and I retire, if we were to retire tomorrow or at the end of the season, this is the second last shoot, one more shoot, I guarantee you the Fishing Canada show is not stopping because we got these guys. We got Dean, we got Steve, we got Nick, and I know the way his head works. If he finds another person that is good co-host material, you know what I mean? There's another one that comes in. So this stuff, and although you say, yeah, but I like you and Ange so much and all that stuff, I guarantee you, people probably didn't even like me, didn't know me when I first came in. You know what I mean? Now they're not starting to, they're used to me now. These guys are the future of it too. So as long as they keep up with, their own personalities and all the information, the hot spots and the tricks and et cetera, this ain't going anywhere. So
no, and folks, I know Peter Bowman very well. And when it comes to fishing, I think you retired 35 years ago when you started this gig. I don't know if Pete's going anywhere anytime soon.
You know what? When I get experiences like this is the coolest stuff ever. Although we're going fishing after this morning, we're going to take off locally here in Timmins. But when you start your morning like that, right there before breakfast, even like that is just. And this is work. We're doing a podcast, but that is friggin' amazing, right?
Oh,
to retire from that is pretty tough to do, right? So,
outstanding.
Yeah, man.
Especially when you can sign yourself up for a nice wee massage, therapeutic massage. You can get little hot rocks put on your back, Peter, tonight. And,
I've never had that before.
Book yourself a wee mani-pedi out in the out here. You're gonna look. We should have done that for you last night, so you were all dolled up today for this shoot.
I want to petty those wolves as well. Just
a little petty here and there. Yeah, I don't know if they'd like that. I think they're still 3/4 wild.
They do seem wild, don't they? That seemed like they were all playful and fun. But yesterday, you could see that even at this window, we move up to the window, and they get all skittish. They know this window's here, right? But they did come close to us. So.
And there's one black one with gold eyes that when you look into his and he
B-roll
stares you down.
Yeah, we'll put B-roll here right now. We'll show you him right now.
Looks through you.
I sent a picture to my wife yesterday, and she loves wolves. She just goes, okay, that's scary. His eyes just beady at you. So anyways, well, thank you for that, Sierra Hubbard Kearney via YouTube. Don't retire, go for it. That's very nice. Some of our East Coast fans, we love our East Coast. We love all our fans, but the East Coast, when we go out there, it's such a great time. They're so cool. So, Conservation Corner, again, we want to reiterate the grass carp thing. We're always harping and talking and blah, blah, blah about the grass carp. It very quickly, the Invasive Species Centre.ca, correct, Dean?
InvasiveCarp.ca.
InvasiveCarp.ca. See, thank God Dean's here. InvasiveCarp.ca. If and when you ever encounter anything, you have talked to people, friends, anybody that's out there fishing, you say, "Oh my God, look at this stupid thing I got. What is this?" You know what I mean? You go, "Oh my God, I don't know what it is, but I know I can go to InvasiveCarp.ca and identify it, and then call them or call the MNR." One of the two things I have to do, the M or the MNR, and they will get the ball rolling for sure in the right direction.
One of the most identifiable features on these fish are that low hanging eyeball. You know what I mean? Their eyes are very low on their head.
They're coming. Keep going, Stevie. They're old.
I can always tell when the wolves are coming because Rick's face lights up like a Christmas tree.
It's so cool. Look behind us. Boom! The whitey just went through there. Oh my God, he's beautiful. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anytime you catch a carp looking ugly with low eyes on the side of its head, it's always worth pulling it out and destroying it.
Unlike these beautiful animals behind us, those things
Absolutely.
aren't so pretty and beautiful, and they don't belong here. These belong in this country.
Absolutely.
Those, grass carp, they don't. So.
Well, and they're getting these grass carp we've said over and over how much vegetation they eat, and now they're getting to be over 100 pounds.
I know, it's getting crazy. So it's scary. But anyways, do your due diligence and try and help the system keep them out of the system, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
This episode is brought to you by Sail. Sail is proudly Canadian and stocked with over 100 Canadian brands you know and love.
From rods and reels to sonars to kayaks and every last lure you've seen on the Fishing Canada show, Sail has all the gear to get you on the water.
Drop into one of 12 stores across Ontario and Quebec and talk to the real fishing specialists, or gear up online anytime at sail.ca.
Sail, the ultimate destination for your outdoor adventures.
Hey anglers, want to turn your next catch into a competition? Well, check out Anglers Leaderboard, the new fishing platform that lets you track your catches, join friendly competitions, enter tournaments, and see how you rank against others in your region. Use your phone and the photo measure board to automatically detect length and species. No more guesswork. Whether you're fishing for pleasure or to compete, ALB makes every catch count. What's your ALB score? Well, get Anglers Leaderboard today and start climbing the ranks. Visit anglersleaderboard.com to learn more.
You got the news.
Yeah, the news brought to us by, this is interesting because it's brought to us by J&B Cycle and Marine, Ontario's largest Princecraft dealer. They've been around, customer driven since 1970. We went into their facility in Timmins yesterday, and our minds were blown. Okay, Rob gave us the full tour of the place, and wow, it is freak. I had no idea. If you're in Timmins, even if you're not going to buy anything to do with ATVs, boats, motors, trailers, what you have
fishing
to go
tackle.
in there. He has a good little tackle supply in there, but it is just a friggin' amazing, gigantic store. We did a tour around the back area for storing boats outside and all that. It's huge, and he's trying to buy more. He wants to buy more and more.
The inventory is ridiculous.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, and how many employees he has there. Anyways, it would be like a museum on any other city. You have to go in. You have to go and see this place just to go in there and take a look. He's got everything in there. And in the summertime, they cater to boating and blah, blah. Now they're getting ready for snowmobiling and ATVing and all that. It's such a well-oiled machine. Oh my God! It is a well-oiled machine. It's so cool. So you have to do that. So you looked up a news story for us.
Yeah, I did, and this is a news story that I'm not going to get very political on. I'm just going to report the facts, and it's regarding the gun ban in our country and the pilot program that's happening in Cape Breton Island right now. And basically, and I urge all of you to go out and do your own information, search up your own information. But this is the buyback program for what's called prohibited assault style firearms. But
style meaning just the look of them, right? They're not meant for assault. Just
well, the look of them, and that's where things are getting cloudy and potentially overreaching, depending on your opinion. But so far, there's I'm going to go through a couple of points real quick. The tax-paying dollars so far for there's two sides to this story. There's a business buyback program, which means you got the Wolves Den outdoor store, and if a store or whatever gun store bought this inventory, they had the option to sell it all back. So there's
sell it all back to who?
The government buys it back. Okay. And they buy it back at pennies on the dollar. But only 12,000 of those 12,195 guns out of all of those guns that were sold have been bought back and surrendered, which on average with what has been spent so far, it works out to be about $24,000 per gun in the tax-paying dollars that has
What?
been, yes.
Oh my God.
So far.
What are the guns worth?
Well,
$1,000 maybe?
it depends.
You know?
But they're not getting the money.
No, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Some of these guns, depending on collectors, because the thing is the list is particular models.
Mm-hmm.
It's accessories for the models. So, for instance, if you've got a 22 rifle that has a pistol grip style, or it looks like an AR, yet it looks like an AR, but it still falls within the legal requirements, which is we're not allowed to have automatic rifles, folks. We've had a prohibited list for years and years and years, and I, for one, I'm okay with people not having assault rifles.
No kidding.
But when you
fully automatic, we don't need automatic.
no,
weapons
of course
for
not.
Any reason at all.
Of course not. But when that overreach is, that 22, that's semi-automatic, that doesn't fit those criteria when it looks like one. Now that's
a bunch
there.
of bullshit.
Yes.
Let me tell. I know this is maybe really dumb to reiterate this, but I think some people don't know. A fully automatic rifle is when you pull the trigger, let off the trigger, and stop shooting. A semi-automatic is you have to pull it every shot. Pop, pop, pop. So there's a big difference between that, right? So when you're in your hunting world, semi-automatics are great. Like for shotguns, we have you're allowed 3 shots. You boom, boom, boom. You don't have to pump it. You don't have to change it like that. That's what a semi-automatic is. But you still have to pull the trigger every time.
That's right.
It makes a difference. So
that's right.
Just to let everybody know.
So just to give you an idea on the cost to taxpayers, this is projected at the buyback cost, not what the value of the guns are worth.
Right.
They're looking at $756 million is projected in the budget. That's just for direct compensation on the buyback. Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with all of the people that are put in place to do the work, to make the rules, to collect the guns.
Yeah.
And my question is, why wouldn't we take that taxpayer dollar? Because number one, 90% of guns that are used in crimes go back to illegal gun smuggling from the United States.
Of course.
Like law-abiding citizens aren't using these guns in that way. Why can't we use that in prevention? And
there we go. Sorry, Stevie, keep going.
oh, you got them out back?
Yeah, they're going again.
I don't believe we should be targeting the most vetted gun owners in the world here in Canada. Like, to have guns here, everybody's taken their hunter safety course. Everybody's taken their PAL.
Of course.
Everybody's been vetted. You have to, you can't have a criminal record. Anyway, to this point, on the personal side, we're not talking businesses now. We've spent $67 million on this program and have not collected one gun. The pilot program is starting right now.
I'm assuming this is very liberal in the world of government, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
The liberals.
Well,
we don't want to get political, but
no.
let's
And
be
at the end
honest.
of the day, the liberals do have great points, but anyway.
Is this? Do you think this is, in your own opinion? You look at the story up. I'm just listening here. Do you think this is more of a get those guns off the street, or if this is a cheesy way of them making a bunch of money, the government making a bunch of money somehow?
Oh,
Ultimately. if you had to say one or the other.
Well,
They make it look the heroic getting these guns off the street that aren't even assault rifles. They're not even, some of them maybe are, I don't know. But these ones you're talking about, these 22s, are a great little rimfire gun that you just go pop, pop, pop and shoot little tin cans with.
well, first of all, I give you the stat of 76 million for the buyback part, just the buyback part. Do you know how much their projected costs could balloon to when you start the administration and everything else of taxpayer dollars? It could be as high as 6.7 billion.
So they're just
dollars.
Answer my question right there.
So
they don't even care about the guns.
to your question, I don't. But it's taxpayer dollars. That's what's costing us. They're not making money. That's money that could be distributed in other ways.
Of course. That's what I mean.
I think it's a movement to take guns away from people.
Okay.
And guns of but again, these are my opinions. I know that there are so many people that don't want people to have guns. I have friends that don't want any guns out there. Bottom line is,
did you beat them up yet?
No, but we've had debates. But hunting is our heritage.
Of course it is. My grandfather hunted his whole life, 100 years ago.
Sports shooting is our heritage. It's a very, very fine line when you start to get this overreach. And to be honest with you, I think that the money could be used far better in prevention at the border, in education, in all kinds of different areas.
Anywhere but
right?
stupidity.
So listen, and I urge you all to do your own research on this topic. And if you agree with it, great. That's your right as a Canadian citizen. If you don't, call your MP and tell them that you don't agree. And I just can't see people voluntarily turning in their guns. And then how are they going to police it?
Of course.
There's millions upon millions of these hunting rifles and borderline guns out on the street. And I have friends with collections. What do you do with collections? So you buy a gun for $12,000, and now because it's got a detachable magazine that falls under the prohibited class, they're going to get $400 for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy's not going to turn it in.
Safe right there.
Yeah. And how it's just anyway.
Yeah, bunch of bullshit.
Do your own research, folks. It's a big issue. And it's something that every voice needs to weigh in on.
Thank you, Stephen, that brought to you again by JB Cycle and Marine. I didn't give the website, jbcycle.com. If you come to Timmins, if you're sitting there sleeping with the wolves, you got to slide into 5 minutes away into JB Cycle just to
check it out. So. And you know what? After seeing it and being in Rob's office and seeing the plaques for Princecraft and
big gray one,
and seeing these awards for the most sales on Princecraft boats.
It's pretty cool, huh?
I think Ange might be right.
Biggest Princecraft Mercury in the world?
Yes.
Yeah, he could be.
Yes.
He could be.
I agree.
We like you, Rob.
Rob, you're the best.
You're the man, buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Anglers Leaderboard and its Spot Mapper feature. Spot Mapper connects your catch data to your spots, allowing you to view your catch history. With Spot Mapper, your locations stay completely private. Only you can access them, so your favorite spots stay your secret. Learn more at anglersleaderboard.com.
Now we got the fan question, brought to you by fishfindermounts.com, which we're still using our stuff on our boat. The fan question is from Blair Goodwin via YouTube. Okay, so this one, hey Dino, this is eligible, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
Wow, we're on a roll with these On the Road Again podcasts and giving away Ange's goodies and his money towards the goodies, right? I'll read this one from Stevie.
Yes.
I've always wondered this, but can you guys help explain something to me? All sport anglers are always looking out for the best interest of the fish. Very good. When it comes to muskie, they are often caught within 10 feet of the boat, and once hooked, they are rushed into the net as soon as possible. then into the boat. So that's a very valid point. Like I mentioned that not too long ago, that they're just musky anglers are hardcore, but when they get it on, they get it in the boat. They want to make sure that in the net, and then they want to make sure they treat it well and get their pictures and let it go. My question being, isn't it better for the fish to tire out before being pulled into the boat, rather than pulled into the boat with full energy, thrashing away to hurt themselves on something solid in the boat? Now that's a great point.
It is a great question.
Great question. I love that one, actually, because it's not just to do with muskies. Because I'll let Steve talk about the muskie stuff because he's the muskie angler, but I'm a largemouth and a smallmouth angler. I like largemouth the best. You get a 4 or 5 pound largemouth in that grip on your fingers and you want to take a picture of it. And when that thing does that on his tail, he can drop out of your hand real easy. Like, I mean, a guy with meat hooks like Stevie, maybe not. I got little tiny hands. I got a strong grip, but those things, they hurt you. So when they're all fresh, you got to be very, very careful. And to me, that would be the point when I would be grabbing a bass by the lip and grabbing him by the belly, and then making sure he's not going to flip away. You know what I mean? You do have control over them. It's a valid point. You got to be very, very, very careful. And I've seen fish drop and hit the floor, especially with inexperienced anglers. You know what I mean? Walleye, as a perfect example, they got razor sharp gill rakers on the outside. They got sharp teeth. They've got a spiny dorsal fin that can poke you like a needle. They've got all kinds of weaponry and even little perch and stuff like that. So yeah, you just have to be very careful playing these fish out. And he'll get to the musky stuff because it'll be even more important with that. Playing the fish out, to me, is more dangerous. You're taking more of a chance, to me, with tiring that fish out than you are with dropping that fish in the boat. Now, if it was me and I said one or the other would happen, I'd hate to say it, but I think I'd rather see that fish drop and quickly grab them and pick them back up. You know what I mean? Because when you tire them out, I've seen fish that are tired out because you can't get them in the net and they die. A lot of times they will die on the release, right? So it's a very fine line. I think you got to try and get them in reasonably quick. You don't have to power it in or whatever, reasonably quick, and then be very careful with your fish and hope for the best, especially when you're catching and releasing. If you're not, if you're killing them, what the hell, it doesn't matter. But in the musky world, what do you guys?
It's a great question. Number one, thank you for that. And when you're talking about muskies in particular, they're big fish. Depending on the time of year that you're catching them, yes, we're targeting them in shallower water because muskie are a warmer water fish, unlike their cousins, northern pike.
Lucius.
That's right. And when you stress these big fish out in warmer water with less oxygen, the lactic acid buildup is huge. So, and you can kind of see it in pictures. I know everybody's seen those pictures of beautiful silver muskies with bright red fins. And that bright red isn't natural. That's the lactic acid buildup. That's the blood and stress running to those fins, to the point where I've seen some muskies where their fins actually bleed. They drip blood. Yes, you're absolutely right about a muskie falling and hitting its head on something hard or stuff like that. But the survival rate goes up exponentially when you can get that fish in the boat fast. And the important thing that comes out of this question is education and proper handling. And those big fish, like I've held on to a lot of big fish, and you really have to get your hand up underneath that gill plate and hold that fish as tight as you can.
Grip you're not hurting the fish by doing that. By the way. He makes it sound like, I'm not saying you make it sound. People think, oh my God, that's bad for the fish. You're not touching the gills at all. It's a handle. It's a built-in handle. It was right in and it stops. So go ahead, Steve.
On its jaw. And to your point, the bigger fish are easier to hold on to because there's a lot more room in underneath that first gill. And if you get your hands in the gill rakers, you might as well be sticking your hand in a shark's mouth.
Oh yeah, you're gonna rip it.
Absolutely. So you get your hand in there, hold onto that fish good and tight. Right. And a lot of times what we do is when we pull those big fish out of the net, we've got two guys in the picture holding on to that fish to support it properly. And if you can get it back in the water real quick, 9 times out of 10, the revival period is way shorter than a stressed out fish. Like, I mean, a stressed out fish, you could work on one for 10 minutes at the side of the boat to get her to go. And I would always recommend bringing that fish in as fast as you can. Learn and handle with care in the boat. Accidents happen, but a fish that falls on the floor of the boat and is picked up quickly and released quickly will,
if it's a strong,
99%,
in great shape,
they're listen, they get beat up down there under the water in spawn and everything else.
I'm gonna throw one more point in with the muskie stuff with a guy like Steve. If you're fishing trophy muskie and you're with a guide, let the guide handle the fish, and like Steve said, get in there at the shop with the guide. Okay, that person he's held hundreds, if not thousands, of muskies in his life, her life. There's good female muskie guys out there too. They know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Then they could teach you how to, but let them do the hard work with that kind of stuff. Don't worry about the hero shot. If you're not comfortable with doing it, or you think you can do it, but I might drop it, don't do that. Just go into the guide, get this double shot, and be on with it, because they know, like, this guy can handle any muskie. Yeah, these accidents happen, and it might drop, but very doubtful they'll drop, because they're going to have the right grip on it, and he's going to have to hold underneath. And if it moves, trust me, I've had big pike that did the same thing. They go crazy, and these little hands, this little guy, I can still hold on to them. So let the experienced people hold them if you can.
That's a great point. It really is. And so often out there, you get people that go into the experience wanting to hold their fish that they've caught. And all it takes sometimes is a guide to remind somebody when they're looking at a 50-inch muskie in the net to say, hey, listen, I can hold this fish for you if you like.
Yeah.
And looking at the power of them, a lot of people will do that. And that's a great way to do it, because you remember the day, you remember your guide.
Exactly.
And if you feel confident and you want to do it yourself, that's great. And another good point out there for guides is make that an option. Right. Sometimes I've been guilty of wanting the guest to hold that fish so we can get that picture. But if there's any uncomfortability with yourself as the person who caught it, just say.
Yeah, especially for those people that are on the edge. The ones that, there's a lot of people that don't want to hold it. No, you hold it for me, Steve. Please.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. It's those people that think, yeah, I think I can hold that. You know what I mean? It's a 48-inch muskie. It's a strong fish, too. So
bottom line is, all us muskie anglers, we use extremely heavy gear.
Our lunatics. Did I say that?
Yeah, well, crazy as shithouse rats.
Dude,
we're like chefs.
I love you guys. You are the
best. And cameramen.
Yeah.
Right? We're all crazy in our own little way.
I love you guys. You're so hardcore, man.
But
that's crazy.
We use that gear, 120-pound braid to 150-pound leaders, big rods, big reels, and it's to get those fish in quick so we can get them back in the water.
Yeah.
Because we're not keeping them. We want them to live. We want to catch them again.
There's Blackie. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one with the eyes. I sent the picture to Lisa. Look at this guy walking behind us now. He's got evil eyes.
I look right through you, that fella.
Oh, man. That dude's like, I would not want to meet up with that in the Canadian bush out in the wild, And that, so that's Blair Goodwin via YouTube. And I think,
thank you.
I think he's eligible for a $50 gift certificate. What do you think, Stephen? Come on, you can. Thumbs up. Dino, what do you think?
I vote yes.
Richard's going to say yes. He does. He wants to take Ansa's money and put it in somebody's pocket for sure. Thanks, Blair, for that. And then I think that's it for everything.
Well, Silverwax, we got to mention.
I was going to say, absolutely.
And then maybe we should talk a little bit about the fishing on this trip.
Well, we haven't had any yet, so how do I? We can't really talk about it yet. You know what I mean? So I don't.
We had a scouting day.
Yeah, we had a scouting day
And
yesterday.
it's a lake right in Temiskaming.
So we will say this is the main segment that we talked about earlier around the wolf facility here is brought to you by Silverwax, proudly Canadian. Again, great products for your car, your boat, for anything you want to keep clean. So they do a great job. They have a great lineup of goods. Go check them out.
Especially your windshield.
And the bugs. I like that stuff. The bug.
Yeah, we run into a lot of bug windshield problems.
We are the kings of bugs at the end of a season. So yeah, going back, first off, what Steve was talking about, the fishing here, we are going to get out today for the rest of this day on a local lake here, Porcupine Lake. We're going to start with anyways, walleye and pike. We were out there yesterday and we smashed a bunch of pike, but small ones, but you want to take a kid out. There was a guy with his 2 kids out fishing yesterday. And you can see them netting pike and having a riot and high five and all that stuff. So that's cool. And then there's tons of lakes in this area. I mean, it's typical Northern Ontario because you got Timmins, the city of Timmins, and then there's lots of bush country all around here, which includes a bunch of lakes and rivers and streams, etc. And there's smallmouth bass, there's walleye, there's northern pike. Apparently, there's rainbow trout, there's brook trout. We know there's lake trout around here, so there's all kinds of species. The species list is endless. There's sturgeon in the river right beside us here, and apparently it's legal to fish for them because there's some kind of a rule or regulation in this area. Because normally, what has been, Ontario has a
moratorium.
Well, yeah, you just can't fish them. You just cannot fish sturgeon. It's been illegal for years and years and years. So if we could ever get a crack at a sturgeon out there, that'd be amazing. Trout, we're going to go for walleye this afternoon. This afternoon. So we've got a lot of area to work ahead of us, and we don't have to go very far.
That's what I gotta say. The town of Timmins, I'm thoroughly impressed.
City or town?
City.
I think it's a city. Yeah.
City. Well, there was 45,000 people here.
Yeah, that's a city.
Yeah, for sure. And everything you need is here. There's lots of industry, and the fishing is crazy. Like there's lakes right within the city limits.
Yeah.
And go out, catch your meal, come home. For a young couple, and the cost of living. Well, cost of living is one thing, but housing is fairly cheap here. So it's a place where a young couple really could put down roots.
Oh, for sure. You want to get into the mining industry? The mining up here is insane. We're doing a mine tour on Thursday. To get some footage for the show too and all that, and it's gold is the primary.
Gold, I like gold.
You like Stevie Legs gold, and you know what? To a young person, not even a girl, a guy, doesn't matter. You want to get in the mining industry, man. There's some money to be made up here for somebody to start a family, like Steve
100%.
said. And I guarantee you. I will guarantee you the hospitality of towns and cities in Northern Ontario is very similar to the East Coast of Canada. The people are friggin' amazing. It's a different world. When you come up to a place like this, it's like, wow, people are friendly. This is awesome. Versus, I'm not saying the GTA where I live is not friendly, but it's not like this. I'm going to guarantee you that right now. And it's hard to get a job. My kid's looking for a job all the time down there. I bet you'd get a job here in 2 minutes if you got up here and applied properly. You know what I mean?
If I was a young person in these times, this would be a place, especially when you're an outdoors person.
Yeah.
Like let's not cloud the subject. But if you're a Toronto person and you like the nightlife and the city life and all of that stuff, I don't think you're going to find it here in Timmins. But if you're a small town feel outdoors person and you want to start a life, this is a place where you can come and do that.
Yeah, for sure.
You can actually make a living.
And then the visiting aspect of this place, too. If you want to come on a fishing trip, bring your boat up or hire guides and all. Like Steve and I said, there's so many lakes around here. And there's a lot to do, including this place here, Cedar Meadows. You can stay here. You know
for sure.
You don't have to have the wolf room. Get the wolf room for one night like we did. And then go back into the main motel units or hotel units, whatever you want to call them. And then you this city has everything in it. We were surprised when we started driving through all the restaurants,
malls, Home Depot,
everything.
Walmart,
Everything was here. Yeah.
Everything is here.
It was like it's got everything you want. So it's a great little destination for traveling anglers and hunters. This place totally caters to hunters. You can't hunt in this little place right here, but however, there's a lot of room out there. Rob Racine from J&B Cycle Marine was telling us. This is the season right now. We're here in the fall. He says now the ATVs are flying out the door. The snowmobiles are starting to fly out the door, and that's all ice fishermen and hunters mostly. And it's just a great way of life.
Yeah, he also mentioned that I found interesting is there's going to be a passenger train that's going to go straight from Timmins to the GTA.
Yeah. Yeah,
which makes access a lot easier, especially when you're looking at Timmins winters, right? Because you truly get a good winter up here.
You can't trust the roads driving, so if you take that train up here, that would be like you're guaranteed to get here at a certain time, right? Yeah,
that's right. And the winters aren't like they used to be. They're like the winters here start, by the sounds of it, were like winters back in Shelburne in South Central Ontario 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which is good.
Yeah, baby. So, anyways, I think that's about it. We can conclude. Thanks to J&B Cycle and Marine, to Silverwax, Invasive Species,
Invasive Carp.
But the Invasive Species Centre, the invasivecarp.ca.
Yeah.
Who else, Dino? Is there anybody else we need to thank on this for?
No, I think we're good. I mean, ALB and Sail both sponsor the program as well.
There you go. Anglers Leaderboard is ALB. So
yep, we have a contest for Silverwax on the website right now. So if you check that out, you can win a bundle and get to try all the product.
Excellent. That'd be nice.
And before Christmas, at some point, we're going to be launching a live scope. So.
Baby.
Keep an eye out for that.
Beautiful.
If you're a lover of the live scope, if you're a non-believer in the live scope, get yourself into this draw, because when you start using that, you're going to go,
well, I
see why the boys like
I don't think we can say non-believer, because it is what it is. There's lovers and haters.
People don't really, some people are just saying, well, what is that stuff? There's still people that don't know much about it, right? They're not really into it. So,
but
it's pretty cool.
All you need to do is go in a boat with a live scope, and then you're a believer. Yeah. Whether you like it or not is a different can of worms.
Just to let you know, we love it. We absolutely love it.
Oh, yeah.
We live for it. So there you go. Thank you very much to Steve Niedzwiecki, my co-host, Dean Taylor, the producer, Rick Delishney, our camera operator extraordinaire, who kept an eye on the wolves on that.
And Uncle Grandpa back home.
And Uncle Grandpa back home, buddy. We missed you. I think you'd like to have seen these wolves with Cedar Meadows Resort and Spa again. I'm Pete Bowman, and thanks everybody for watching, and get up here.
This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio is brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. J&B Cycle and Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment. And Silverwax, absolute care for everything you drive.